living up to her title of MAGA Barbie.
Exactly. That's exactly what she's doing. She living it up. Got a pretty blonde white woman. And what we just talked about, white sells. You feel what I'm saying?
Stephen A. said that.
Exactly, he did. Stephen A. says that, and she's capitalizing off of it.
Now, there was a big game between the Indiana Fever and the Portland Fire. Fever took the win with 112 over 98. But the bigger story, of course, Sophie Cunningham was kind of all eyes on her after recent comments in the past couple of weeks regarding transgenders. And it's drawn a mixed reaction from the crowd. Some people welcomed her, some people booed her.
Checking into the game, goalkeeper Sophie Cunningham.
What is your stance on men or athletes who test as biological male participating in women's sports? What's your personal stance?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I would say that I'm educated enough from a scientific standpoint. I don't ever believe that exclusion is an answer. I just don't. I do think, when we think about various levels of sport, various governing bodies of sport and things that go into that, like I said, I'm not educated enough at the different levels. I know growing up, I played with the boys all the time.
So
there weren't girl sports.
Would you welcome a biological male in WNBA?
Again, it's like, I don't know, when we talk about biological male and scientifically where we are, I think it's a totally different scenario. As I said, I'm not educated enough in terms of transgender and transitioning to give you a smart answer. I would say, though, that I just don't feel like exclusion is an answer, and I think that we need to have deeper, more layered conversations.
Okay, so that was Stephanie White, Indiana Fever's coach and member of the LGBTQ community, giving her thoughts on transgenders, and nobody knows shit, apparently. So I thought it was a very disingenuous interview. I think she was playing dumb to kind of avoid giving her opinion on thoughts. I think she's trying to play middle of the fence, trying not to offend people on either side. Yes.
It was a safe answer. Because number one, we're not scientists, okay? So, and with that being said, me personally, my point of view on this whole outtake is BS, because there's no openly transgender men playing professional basketball, whether it's in the W or any other, as far as I know. Now, with that being said, we have Congress and various states that has already taken proactive moves as far as creating laws preventing transgender crossing over playing into sports. So the whole take to me just came out of left field, because like I said, nobody talked about it. Nobody even made a proposal stating that transgender was going to start playing in the W.
I'm actually gonna shock you. I actually feel sorry for Stephanie White in this moment. Why do I feel sorry for her? Because I don't think coaches need to answer these type of questions. They don't. However, your league wants to be inclusive, but here's a tricky word about inclusive. That means everybody. So if you can't handle the opposite views, then that's something that the league should stop doing. Because if you're really inclusive, you should also respect other people's views, right? Now you see, now you got more attention. Other people are coming into your platform now, and now they got their own voice, and now you're against it? How? That's not inclusivity. No, that's not inclusivity.
Yeah. I don't believe transgender women should be able to play in the W just because of the physical, biological differences between them as well as other women. So I think the coach was definitely playing it safe. And of course, Sophie Cunningham gave her response.
Sophie, is there any fear that you're causing a distraction for the team?
No.
Why not?
Because I think at the end of the day, I come in and I do my job. I think everyone who knows me personally, they know that I'm full of love, I'm bubbly. I love the people around me. I love basketball. I love inspiring the next generation and doing that in a positive light. And so that doesn't even cross my mind. It doesn't cross my teammates' minds. And again, I'm here to play basketball.
And it's apparently happening at all Indiana Fever games. There's protests at all of them. So
Putting her teammates at where they have to answer for her stance. You know what I'm saying? Which to me is unfair, because if you're gonna jump your ass out there, right, and be what they call you MAGA Barbie, then stand on that shit. Don't have your teammates having to answer for which controversy that you created.
I think there's always gonna be outside noise.
Speaking of that outside noise, Sophie, your teammate, Sophie came out with
thank you. Have a good day.
And to me, she's an opportunist, because remember, she just, she was the car girl on the 250 fight that they had at the White House.
Yeah.
From there, then she's a second tier player getting a signature shoe, which that almost never happens. On top of that, then she come out of left field and make a comment about the trans, as if someone mentioned, or was there some type of proposal coming down the pipeline to push this narrative, as if that's what's gonna happen. So my whole thing is, she's an opportunist. She's getting money off this shit, and at the same time, you are putting your fellow teammates to have to answer for your BS.
Let this be a lesson also for Sophie Cunningham, is that attention you love works both directions, sis. Some people like, that ain't the place. Rally happened at the game, by the way, which is why it was appropriate to ask the question after the game was over. Okay,
with that being said, her being an opportunist, do you agree with her or disagree with her?
Well, in a sense, I agree with her, but this is where I disagree with her, because, again, there was no proposal saying that this was going to happen. Nobody even talked about it. She just came out of left field with it. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, and if people want to go down the dark, like I said, look outside of things, Congress, they have, and various states has already created laws preventing any of this from happening. So like I said, for her to say it, it's like she's capitalizing off of it. She knew this is red meat for that base.
The trans athlete debate is the most stupid conversation happening right now. It is a waste of time, and it is such a non-issue. The NCAA confirmed out of 510,000 athletes, there are 10 that are transgender. This is a solved issue. In February 2025, the Supreme Court already banned transgender women from the sports. It's a bunch of mid and wash athletes that need to find a career after they fade away from their sports, and they do it by grifting Republican politics. Sophie Cunningham says she wants to protect young girls from biological men in sports, which is admirable. Yes, I agree. However, where is the issue? Where is the problem? It's kind of like you during a game. When they need you to score over 10 points, where are you, Sophie? And the grifters chirping gets rewarded as the White House press secretary reports on it, and Donald Trump praises Sophie Cunningham as well. The White House and the president is amplifying the messages of a mid-basketball player about an issue that has no place in American politics, because it takes your attention away from things that actually matter.
Living up to her title of MAGA Barbie.
Exactly. That's exactly what she's doing. She living it up. Got a pretty blonde white woman. And what we just talked about, white sales. You feel what I'm saying?
Stephen A said that.
Exactly, he did. Stephen A says that, and she's capitalizing off of it. Because again, we don't see nobody that rise the bench, get the stardom. She's up there next to Caitlin Clark right now as far as mention. And her game and her numbers doesn't, in my opinion, warrant this attention. So that's just my opinion.
I don't believe it warrants this attention either, but I also think based on the couple of press conferences I've seen, whether you agree with what Sophie Cunningham said or disagree, they've handled it. The league has handled it terribly. Did you see that previous interview the other night where they tried interviewing Stephanie White, and that spokesperson for the Fever had to come in and give a pre-written statement?
And for the players, have you had conversations in the locker room about it?
I'll jump in on that. We do have an organizational statement. I'll read. So neither our organization nor Sophie had any knowledge of this demonstration and no contact with its organizers. Our only goal as a team, whether at home or away, is to win basketball games and make Fever fans for life, and we're united on that mission. Do you have any more basketball questions?
That shit was terrible.
Because again, like I said, it goes back to what we were saying about the league is doing whatever it takes to bring eyes to it. So as of right now, whereas we supposed to be celebrating the women's game, their game, we got to talk about drama.
Well, this leads to the issue that happened previously the night before where the Fever played Seattle, where the Seattle Storm co-owner is Celeste Keaton. She was fined an undisclosed amount of money and suspended for 5 games in the WNBA because she got at some 16-year-old teenage girls who had signs in the front row of the court cheering for Sophie Cunningham. And I was just weirded out by this owner. I thought that was weird on her behalf to approach 16-year-old girls like that.
I mean, she probably didn't know how old they were, and you
could tell. You could see those girls were really young.
True. I mean, like I said, outside. I mean, it's been a lot. They ain't the only thing. I mean, because it was a fan when the Fever beat the Storm. She spit in her. I guess she was a Seattle Storm fan. She got up and spit in her face.
Whether it wants to or not, the WNBA has become this battleground for trans rights.
This is being forced to be an issue in the WNBA where no issue had been, and most of the players have been supportive of trans people, especially in a league that is majority black. They're trying to turn this into a culture war.
Yeah, so all of this to me is just an overreaction for her comments that were originally made, I believe, in Sports Illustrated or ESPN somewhere, where Sophie Cunningham made these originally. And so, yeah, this does lead to the question of, should the WNBA, NBA have transgender women as players?
No, because, again, I don't believe women should play men's sport and vice versa. Because, like I said, men physically are stronger than women. Even if they change over, you still will have the man physical body of that part will never change. So no, if you're gonna have transgender, just have a league of their own. You feel what I'm saying? Whether it's women or men, have a league of their own, because at the end of the day, they still are who they are when they mama birthed their ass.
Yeah, I'm in total agreement with you on that. So, this isn't over at the moment. It looks like there's another rally that's going to be planned when the Fever play the Lynx tomorrow in Minnesota. And it looks like there are going to be some more protests planned throughout wherever the Fever play.
Which again, why though? It doesn't make any sense, because it's not like,
I don't know,
nobody's pushing this agenda. So this is like, where's all this outrage coming from?
Well, part of it is these protest groups get attention.
No, that's the part. That's what I'm talking about. What's the reason for the protesters to come out? Because there's nobody pushing this, saying this is what they want.
Well, you said Sophie Cunningham's an opportunist, but so are a lot of these protest groups.
Right. So again, you are putting other people, players who happen to speak on this when it was never a discussion at all. We supposed to be celebrating the league's 30-year existence. We supposed to be celebrating all the accolades these players, these women players, are breaking. Like, these are the storylines that's supposed to be happening, but the league is the drama is drowning out the women's game.